Any captaincy in yet?
No, I hadn't done it yet. Voted on them last night. I hadn't told the team yet. We got a team meeting after this, so I'll tell those guys then. And
Sonny,
I'm sure Kyle will put something out after that.
There was a big cheer at the end of practice. Is that signaling the end of fall camp?
No.
Tomorrow's day off?
Yeah, that was a hat. They got a hat in their locker, so that tells you.
It's an easy crowd.
It's an easy crowd. Yes, it is.
Looked like Hardy Nickerson got a lot of work with the ones today.
Yeah, Hardy's making progress every day. I think that we've really done a good job managing him. I think has been the biggest thing with him is just we didn't throw him out there and do too much volume early and blow him up. So hats off to Damon and Mike Velasquez and the training staff and Robbie and Casey Batten and those guys for having a good plan and bringing those guys along. It's kind of been the same thing with with a lot of the guys that have kind of coming off of injuries, and so I think it's been a real positive for us.
Is he in game shape already, or does he have a little bit of ways to go still?
Yeah, I mean we're not gonna put him out. He's not gonna play 70 plays or anything,
yeah.
But he can have a role. He can play enough where he can help us win, hopefully.
Is he the explosion he needs?
I think his issue is not anything other than just volume. I think we've just got to make sure we do a good job modifying and watching his volume and making sure he doesn't get too much.
What's Avery's status?
Kind of the same thing. We'll see what he can do this week. In terms of practice. And then we'll make our travel squad decisions kind of based on whether or not he can get in there and practice some this week and see if he can get him ready to play.
Was the move of Worsdale to safety kind of motivated by that?
Yeah, just depth. Fortunately, we've got a lot of good wide receiver depth and walk-on receiver depth in particular. And so Pat's a good athlete, guy that's worked really hard, and we're going to take a look at him. And we kind of thought it might be a one-day deal, and the defensive guys liked him. And I went in and watched the tape and thought he moved around pretty well. And so I think he can help us. And I think the good thing is if he's going to be a special teams player, going through the tackling and the stuff that they do defensively will help him have a bigger role in special teams too. So
Craigie's kind of moved into that second safety with Avery being on the shelf a little bit.
Yeah. Right now, as I said, we'll see. I mean, there's we're trying to figure out who's number 4 right now, and it depends on who's going to be healthy. But Craigie's come back and been able to move around pretty good. He's a little bit behind in terms of being able to make the checks. I mean, he knows what to do. He's been to all the meetings. He's a smart kid. It's just a matter of taking that from the meeting room to the field. But between Pat and him and, as I said, Avery, then hopefully we can find a 4th.
Is Avery still dealing with some of the wear and tear from that surgery on his Achilles?
No, not at all. It's just he's got a little pulled quad. It's 100% his quad. I think both his legs or his feet are fine. He's had some foot issues in the past. Achilles is fine. It's just more of a pulled quad right now.
Is Ray Davidson looking like your outside guy on the other side?
I think so. Yeah, I think Ray certainly has a chance to play a lot. As I said, we'll kind of see who looks the best, who picks all the stuff up this week. But Ray will definitely be in the mix.
Would you play Barton at both spots, in the middle and on the outside?
We'd like to try to just keep him in the middle if we could. And we think we have enough depth to be able to do that.
About Puka Lopa and where he is at and how he
Puka's,
play?
Puka's kind of in the same boat. I mean, he's got fully released on Wednesday and participated this week. Still not 100%, but moving much better. It's the same thing with him. We just got to watch the volume and make sure we don't do too much too early with him.
Where's Pyatt in the safety mix?
Yeah, he's in there. I mean, he's like I said, he's kind of 3rd, 4th guy right now, depending on who's healthy and who's not.
Can you sum up just kind of what you think of camp? Camp ended today, essentially.
Yeah. It's been good. I mean, it's just the guys are hungry. They've had a great attitude and worked, and you guys have been out here. You've seen, the hopefully the change that's taken place in our program, just in terms of, guys practicing, guys competing, more maturity, just all the stuff that we needed to give ourselves a chance to have a better football team. I mean, those things have to happen before you can become better and improve, and they have, and usually that equates to being a more competitive football team. So we'll find out on Saturday.
What kind of range do you think Langford has? I mean, how far out would you let him try?
Long, yeah, he can kick it a long way.
You go into a game saying this is how far?
Yeah. We'll Mark and I'll have those discussions this week, and we'll test him some first part of the week just to see, what kind of percentage we're getting on long stuff. Is it worth the risk? And those are all kind of questions that Mark and I will talk about this week and come up with. This is probably too far. This is maybe a 20% chance of him making this, and
Potentially 50 yards.
yeah, 50 plus. I think he's got a big leg.
So ideally, maybe you'd want to have a game under your belt before traveling out to Big Ten country. What's your sense of the guys' confidence level coming into this game?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to exercise some demons around here at some point, and win a ball game. And, against a Big Ten team on the road would certainly help us get some of those exercised. It's scheduling's funny. It's never ideal. I mean, in terms of who you play and when you play them and all that stuff. And so, I think the important thing is our guys know what we need to do. They're focused on the day-by-day process of just getting better and improving, and they understand that the wins and all the fancy stuff comes later. It's just to go out here every day, grind through it, leave better than you were the day before, work hard, have a good attitude, be the right kind of person, right kind of teammate, right kind of student, and if you do that, good things will start to happen.
With all the years you spent in football, is there something exciting about the first game of the season and how it allows you the chance to validate your work?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's always probably a little too much put on the first game, just in terms of if you go out and you play really well. I mean, we have coached teams that have played great the first game and then stink it up, and I've coached other teams that didn't play particularly well the first game and had great years, and so it's not the point of no return. I think that's if we go and play lights out Saturday and win, we got to come back and play 11 more games, and if we go stink it up, we got to come back and play 11 more games, and so you just got to take it as the process, and it's the first opportunity to test yourself and see where you are, and then we'll adjust and improve and do all the stuff we got to do to be better in the second week.
How much have you looked at Northwestern already?
I've been looking at them for 8 months. Yeah, since December.
Do you feel like you have some sort of advantage over them in the sense that they don't really have any tape on what you guys are going to do defensively?
Oh, they're going to be able to. I mean, Art's got a lot of tape, and so Art does what he does, and we'll have some things that are going to be a little bit different. You always want to have some things that are keep him off balance a little bit, but he's been doing this a long time, and he's not all of a sudden going to come in and say, I think we might do this or do that. He's got a system he believes in, and just a way of playing and coaching and everything that's pretty set in stone, and so they're going to have lots of Cincinnati.
Likely to be looking at Cincinnati tape as your tape.
Yeah, I know they haven't. I bet they haven't looked at our tape once defensively. So they'll be looking at Cincinnati, and then look at it a little bit to make some personnel assessments, but more for scheme, obviously Cincinnati.